Good evening, dear Kuwait television viewers, and welcome to another new episode of your weekly program, Kuwait in 30 Minutes. The English News and Political Programs Department has prepared a variety of reports that highlight the main events that have recently taken place across Kuwait. Our committed team of reporters is constantly engaged in numerous events with the objective of keeping you, dear viewers, aware of the latest information, regulations and policies. Our aim is to help you obtain information on the latest developments at the local scene. So stay tuned for more coming your way this evening. Following the evaluation of the Council of Ministers of Phase 1 of gradual return to normal life and extending it due to the increase in COVID-19 cases, the news camera gathered the views and opinions about the following report in Hadi Fad.
Citizens and residents who were more wishful to move to the second stage of the gradual safe return to normal life expressed their dissatisfaction with the failure of a group in the community to abide by the recommendations of the health authorities.
We hope this is to be the last phase, not first phase. We hope that from God. And nobody know about this virus. Every day something, some people say something, another day some people say another something. We don't know about coronavirus. Every day we listen to too much words about corona, but we don't know what is right.
There was an increase in the COVID-19 numbers, which led to the extension of the first stage until further notice.
Because they should be safe, no? Or they maintain distance, then they should wear masks and gloves, like that.
There were high expectations for a quick move into the second stage amid corrections and demands of complete compliance and adoption of all the health instructions issued by the Ministry of Health.
The government recently announced that businesses, including banks, can start their activities as part of the country's phase plan to reopen economy. The government further assigned the Central Agency for Information Technology to establish a platform where citizens and residents can make an appointment before going to any governmental institutions in order to facilitate social distancing to curb the spread of coronavirus. Reporter Ghanwa Jabouri recently visited one of the financial institutions to better understand how operations are running amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
The banking sector has resumed work after a 3-week suspension during the full curfew due to the COVID-19 pandemic, gradually returning to normal life and allowing citizens and residents to carry out their banking activities.
We have taken an immediate action based on health authorities' recommendations to ensure that our services are as safe as possible. Also, we provided medical staff in our branches. Nobody can enter our branch without being checked for their temperature.
The banking sector currently operating have to follow a certain set of guidelines intended to protect both the employees and customers, including temperature checks, covering the mouth and nose, and wearing protective gloves.
Actually, it's not business as usual, you know. We have taken stuff in a different direction, okay? But overall, we have been spreading awareness through our social media about our alternative channels. Customers can do anything they want from their home without visiting us. We have so many services like depositing checks through our mobile app, transferring through their accounts or internationally, free of charge.
Furthermore, banks will initially operate for 5 hours, while banks are also offering customers the option to book an appointment online to minimize time spent at the bank and to avoid queues, which is currently not permitted.
The Kuwait Red Crescent distributed food baskets to the residents of Hawali as part of their ongoing campaigns to provide people that were affected by the lockdown with their basic needs. The Ministry of Interior also participated in this campaign to ensure the safety of the people on site by enforcing social distancing and health guidelines. Here's more with Saleh Al-Abedi.
The Kuwait Red Crescent Society continues to distribute food baskets to those affected by the lockdown of the COVID-19 pandemic. In this campaign, they distributed approximately 2,000 food baskets to the residents of Hawali.
Now we are started to distribute food in Hawali. We brought around 2,000 baskets and 2,000 buckets of milk. We are giving for the people here. And it's contains rice, sugar, oat, biscuits, tea, milk, salt, all things for cooking. It will last for another 3 weeks for anybody who want to cook. And we are doing this every day. Today 2,000, yesterday it was in Shueikh, the other day it was Mahbula and Jalib al-Shukh. We have been doing that every day. Especially in Ramadan, we distribute 270,000 baskets of food for the people. And we are keeping doing this as Kuwait Red Crescent is taking care of people who doesn't have food.
The Ministry of Interior also helped the flow of people coming to receive the food baskets, and the special forces were present to ensure that the people are maintaining social distancing and staying safe.
First of all, we thank Al Qadsiya Club to give us the space to distribute the food, which is around 500 meals to the people in Hawali isolated area. And we thank the special forces from the Ministry of Interior, and we give them some support from General Department Security. And the operation is going well. Till now, we go under the procedure of Ministry of Health, which is distant and wearing the mask and everything.
All in all, both the Red Crescent Society of Kuwait and the Kuwait Ministry of Interior are doing a great job in assisting the people of Hawali by providing them with their basic needs and security. The food baskets that were distributed are supposed to last families approximately 2 weeks. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society continues their efforts in supporting the residents of full lockdown areas. From Hawali, this was Saleh Al-Abedi reporting for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
The Kuwaiti Fishermen Union praised the efforts made by both the Ministry of Trade and the Public Authority for Agriculture for their understanding of the importance of reopening the Sharq fish market. The fish market reopened its doors under some checks and requirements. The news camera made a tour in the fish market to present this report by Hadi Fad.
Citizens and residents of Kuwait care about booking an appointment to shop in the fish market during the period of the curfew in the country. They look for steps that must be taken to get such appointment without facing legal accountability, fines and penalties in case of violating the ban timings. It is not permissible to get out and head for fish markets without booking an appointment through the official website for the reservation of cooperative societies. This is a preventive and precautionary measure to prevent the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and reduce the number of infected people across the country.
I think they are very strict with the appointments, so they don't allow anyone to get in without any appointment. So they are doing well, and even the way of keeping distances between the people inside, they are doing a great job.
It has become necessary to open the fish market. It has great importance, not less than other markets, particularly in the light of the approach of the Maid and Zubaydi fish season. In Kuwait, fish lovers are many, and all are ready to abide by the safety and preventive measures.
The Kuwaiti government cares considerably for maintaining the safety of its citizens and residents. It saves no effort to take all preventive and precautionary measures to prevent the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic and ensure strict compliance with the timings of the curfew.
Commissioned by the Council of Ministers, Kuwait Oil Company and Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company established a field hospital at exhibition grounds. The former is in charge of furnishing and medical equipment, while the latter is responsible for the constructions. Our reporter Hadid Fahad has more.
Kuwait Oil Company and Kuwait Integrated Petroleum Industries Company coordinates in constructing, completing and supplying the field hospital. KIPIC is responsible for the construction, whereas KOC charged with the furniture and medical equipment at the exhibition grounds Hall 5.
In order to accept patients in acuity such as moderate to severe patients for COVID-19. The total capacity of both Hall 5 and 6 will be 614 medical beds.
The project is expected to be completed and delivered by the 1st of July 2020 to be the biggest hospital in the region to receive COVID-19 patients.
The Public Authority of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Kuwait municipality and a volunteer group, have joined forces in pursuit of reviving the Kuwait plantation in several parks and residential areas. The Kuwait plantation has recently suffered due to the exceptional circumstances that the country witnessed as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown, which prevented workers from watering plants and trees. The project to rescue Kuwait's plantation is an initiative by Sheikha Amtal Al-Sabah. Reporter Ghanwa Jabouri brings us more.
The COVID-19 pandemic did not only have a negative impact on businesses and social and cultural life in Kuwait, but as a result of the lockdown and curfew imposed locally, the Kuwait greenery and plantation went uncared for. However, like-minded people have joined forces in pursuit of rescuing Kuwait's plantation.
Actually, it's been an initiative by Sheikh Amthal Ahmed, having seen the plantation sort of die down because of the hot weather on one hand and because of the lack of workers on the other. So it was initiated, or the initiative was to watering the plantation or the parks and the residential areas in Kuwait. And our team here in Adeliya has taken that initiative forward, and in cooperation with the Kuwait municipality, and they brought some water tankers to start watering the parks and the streets of Adeliya, among other residential areas.
Bringing life back to the Kuwait plantation is currently taking place in various residential areas across Kuwait by a volunteer group called We Care, in collaboration with the Public Authority of Agriculture and the Kuwait municipality.
So we're here today as a group of volunteers and helping with the Kuwait Voluntary Center in terms of, if you will, rescuing the plantations that have been unfortunately forgotten because of all the lockdowns and curfews, because the environment actually deserves our attention, and especially during these very hot times that we live here in Kuwait, especially during the summer season. Definitely, and as you can consider the environment, especially the plantations, as the lungs that breathe clean air for us, so we need to rescue these lungs in these difficult times of COVID-19.
We Care Volunteers' objective is to reach as many parks and plantations as possible in the residential areas and rescue them, especially during these times where Kuwait is in the midst of the hot summer season.
A volunteer group called We Care have taken the initiative today to revive the plantation of Kuwait. From Adeliya Park, I'm Geno Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
With the continuation of the coronavirus pandemic and the extension of phase 1 due to the increasing numbers of infections, cooperative societies are taking every measure to guarantee compliance with safety guidelines developed by the Ministry of Health. Cooperative societies strictly implement safety instructions in order to be able to serve all the citizens and residents under the pandemic. Our reporter Isra Shimmeri has more.
In the light of the current circumstances with the continued spread of coronavirus, Yarmouk Cooperative Society came to be fully prepared to receive a greater number of citizens in terms of the availability of food stocks and to submit special offers after the approval of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, along with keenness to implement safety guidelines according to the Minister of Health in terms of the providing an external sterilization device and measure the temperature before entering.
A crisis and emergency team was established to monitor and implement all the new government's regulations on the corona pandemic in relations with Yarmouk Cooperative Society. This team prepared all the safety procedures for our employees and customers and ensured a strategic reserve of all customer goods for a period of 6 months. We also assisted our local medical center with housing for their local nurses, and we have also assisted our local mosques with providing their employees with meals.
Accordingly, the Minister of Health was keen to carry out the responsibilities of each other, especially to pass this phase safety, and the Yarmouk Cooperative Society cared to provide a stock of all the safety necessary items from face masks and gloves.
We provided our customers sanitizers and gloves prior to entering all our supermarkets, with ensuring the cleanness and sanitization to all the carts and cashier counters.
However, providing the protective acrylic barrier between the cashier and the customer play an important safety role, and the Yarmouk Cooperative Society cared to increase the provision of hand sanitizers throughout all the association.
By ensuring our employees and customers' safety, we cleaned and sanitized our supermarkets, offices, and warehouses. We also provided to our shareholders a sanitizer and cleaning boxes, which was distributed to all the families of our shareholders. We would like to thank all of our customers for helping us in the panic period, where they helped us in organizing themselves.
All authorities and institutions are greatly continuing showing efforts, hoping that all citizens and residents continue to cooperate in implementing the safety guidelines to pass this phase. Reporting to Kuwait 30 minutes, this is Isra Shimmeri.
Kuwait Society of Engineers managed to produce 40,000 masks to be distributed to government entities, particularly work teams in the front lines confronting the outbreak of coronavirus. The society distributed 4,000 masks to workers in the field hospital at the exhibition grounds. Our reporter has more in the following report.
Kuwait Society of Engineers continued the process of delivery and protection to support the front lines against the coronavirus, where the engineers against the corona team delivered patches of masks to the field hospitals in the exhibition grounds at Mushraf.
We received 4,000 face shields from the Kuwait Society of Engineers. We are highly thankful and highly grateful and appreciated to the society for its all support giving us in the frontliners. So we are highly thankful for them. Thank you.
Earlier, 1,000 face shields were delivered to the hospital. A batch of 4,000 face shields is ready for delivery as a token of support to those on the front lines. This comes after a number of batches delivered to the Ministries of Defense, Interior, and Health, as well as other parties.
Kuwait Society of Engineers voluntary team worked diligently to produce as much quantity as possible of masks and other supplies in support of the state's efforts to combat the corona pandemic.
Kuwait is ranked third in the world and first in the Arab world as a country resistant to the spread of COVID-19. Kuwait is considered among the most stringent countries in the world in implementing preventive and safety measures. The announcement confirms the importance of the strict precautionary measures taken by health since the beginning of the pandemic. Our reporter Isra Shumeri has more.
Kuwait ranked among the most countries that harness the country capabilities in order to surround infection and heal patients of different nationalities. Reduced infections are an indication of the success of the Ministry of Health measures to combat the spread of the virus, especially after the recent total ban, and whether or not the partial ban will retain has an effect on the infection curve.
Mainly, I think that we are going out to the end of this disease. Seeing the numbers are getting less, and I'm very happy that I've seen the stick to the instruction from the Ministry of Health regarding using the mask and all the precautions. I'm seeing the reflect actually that the numbers are getting less, and that's a good thing because comparing to the first, we weren't that much sticking to it. Now, also I would like to show my gratitude, my friends and colleagues in dealing with such a big biological disaster. As I say, this is the first time in 100 years that we face such a infectious disease that spread, and it's called pandemic. The numbers of death compared to other countries here in Kuwait is much less, and this reflects the high level of profession and the ability to provide the best material to deal with the patient. Honestly, this is something we can show off in front of other countries, that we are doing a much better job comparing to certain countries, and even we are competing with the best countries in this ability to manage. Hopefully that we will be able soon, and I can see almost the end of this disease coming soon, even before the need to get the vaccine.
Doctors expected that the coming days will witness an increase in the number of those recovering, pointing out that the return of the partial ban will not increase the number of infection while adhering to health instructions and social distancing. The Ministry of Health has published guidelines for citizens and residents to protect and limit the spread of the coronavirus. It contributed to educating everyone and limiting the spread of the virus, and the introduction of safety and security guidelines that contributed to the remarkable number of the recoverers. Reporting to Kuwait 30 Minutes, this is Isra Al-Shimri.
State institutions have intensified their efforts to provide all services and needs once the COVID-19 crisis began. The Ministry of Social Affairs instructed cooperative societies to receive products of Kuwaiti farmers. The Ministry of Affairs has given great importance to supporting local vegetable products and cooperative societies. Our reporter has more in the following reports.
Many people visit cooperative societies, specifically the vegetable market. The Ministry of Social Affairs affirms that the doors of cooperative societies are open to receive the product of Kuwaiti farmers accredited by the Public Authority for Agriculture and Fish Resources. With this and welcome through the Kuwaiti Federation of Farmers. The news camera toured the societies and asked about buyers' opinions.
Yes, I find everything here. I prefer here in Kuwaiti vegetables here. I get everything here. Almost a 90% here. Yeah, everything here.
You can found it what you want, but not everything. Not everything. Yani. You found it something very important. You found it, but something is not very important. You cannot find it.
The Ministry of Affairs has given great importance to supporting local vegetable products in cooperative societies, not from today, but from the early stages of establishing cooperative societies, through issuing several legislation regulating the mechanism of direct purchase of local vegetables.
In light of the current situation Kuwait is witnessing with the new novel coronavirus COVID-19, Al-Salam Society for Humanitarian and Charity Work recently organized more than 300 food baskets to distribute to a residential building in Hawali under quarantine. Keeping up with their ongoing humanitarian initiatives, Al-Salam Society also distributed food baskets to Mishrif Fairgrounds and a building under quarantine in Al-Ragai area. Reporter Ghanwa Jabouri brings us more.
Al-Salam Society for Humanitarian and Charity Work are no strangers to reaching out to communities in need and supporting them as much as possible, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. The society recently distributed food to a residential building under quarantine in Hawali, an initiative that was highly appreciated by the residents.
Actually, we are here in Hawali to distributing food basket for these people who's living inside this building, and this is our goal to reach more than 40 building in this week in Ramadan. Exactly, we are start giving food basket and health basket in the beginning of COVID-19 problem. And we hope to complete giving people in need or people who's under quarantine until Ramadan finish. And actually, I am very exciting and we're very proud of these volunteers, Kuwaiti people who help us to give people in need in Kuwait.
Playing a significant role during these difficult times and taking an important humanitarian initiative, Al-Salam Society will continue with their humanitarian initiatives during the holy month of Ramadan and continue to distribute food to families who are affected by COVID-19 and to residential buildings under quarantine.
Al-Salam charity organisation, reaching out to communities in need when they need it the most. From Hawali, I'm Gena Jabouri reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
This brings us to the conclusion of tonight's episode of Kuwait in 30 Minutes. We hope to see you again same time next week. Our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out in the field searching for reports that matter most to you. Thank you for joining us tonight and see you next week with more exclusive reports. Have a good night.